It is the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Tuesday, May 12th, the year of our Lord 2026, 6:01 and 7 seconds on the East Coast. You did it, man. You woke up today in Ada, Oklahoma, in Jinx, in Bigsby, in Ardmore. Come on, keep going. In Muskogee, Oklahoma. And the Thunder are as damn good as any NBA franchise has ever been. And I get it. Showtime Lakers, you can go back to some of the great Celtics teams. The Bulls in the 90s. I understand that they're a bit the Warriors, the Spurs. They rattled off, 5 in less than 20 years NBA titles? So I get it. It's weird to say they're as good as any organization has been, but what? It's not going to stop. It's not stopping. It's still happening, and it's only going to get worse for the rest of the NBA. Sam Presti is just like that. It's like, hey, here's the way to tank. We're gonna do the tanking thing, and then be really good at drafting players. We're gonna be really good at having draft picks, drafting great players, and then winning. Is it frustrating to you? Is it frustrating? If you woke up in Ada, it's probably not frustrating. You're probably very excited by this. But if you woke up in Burleson, Texas, you're incensed. How did that organization, how did that small market produce this? A 115-110 win last night for the Oklahoma City Thunder over the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Lakers are out of the playoffs. A sweep. Entering this series, I didn't need to be a genius to tell you the Thunder are going to sweep. Most national analysts had decided the Thunder were going to sweep, and they were correct. Addy Bates producing. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. What a brand it is. You wake up as a kid and you're listening to the Final Four on Westwood One Sports. Now 24/7 radio every day in your in your ears. What else do you want? 310-840-4910. Call or text the show. 310-840-4910. The Thunder last night. That's where I want to start. We've got highlights. We've got clips from the postgame press conference. But the first point I want to make, and the first point I wanted to start with, is just the dominance, the two-way unicorn profile of this team. This modern Showtime's what this is. And the dominance window is not just open, it's bolted in place. Like you can't, there is no pane, there's no glass in the window, it's that open. This isn't just like a scary young team, it's a verified NBA juggernaut. And look, the West has been wishy-washy for years. And that includes the LA Lakers, who just got bounced swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Denver, Houston, Minnesota, the teams that are the Phoenix Suns, the Warriors, the Clippers, teams that have competed, the Mavericks 2 years ago in the Western Conference Finals. I was there. I was in Oklahoma City between Dallas and the Thunder. They went to the NBA Finals. The way the West has gone back and forth in trying to find that tried and true number one, and they finally got it in Oklahoma City, and I don't know if you understand what we're sitting on here. I don't know if you understand what this is for the NBA in years to come. Is that the Oklahoma City Thunder have built themselves for dominance. Now, in last night's game, I don't understand why Rui Hachimura is not on the court late in the game for the LA Lakers. There were some decisions from J.J. Redick that I thought he got cute late in the game in a contest where Oklahoma City had to rally to win it late. Halftime of this one, OKC had a 4-point lead, had held the Lakers to just 19 points in the second quarter. After that offensive explosion for both teams, a combined 70 points in the third quarter. And in the fourth, the Lakers just stalled out offensively in comparison to where the Thunder jolted ahead. The first half, low scoring, kind of ugly. I thought it benefited Los Angeles the way the game was being played. It benefited LeBron James, honestly. And then second half, fourth quarter, everything sped up so quickly. Get to the fourth. Rui Hachimura, who's your second leading scorer on the night, is not on the floor. That last possession, I didn't get the way that Redick decided to play him late in the contest. That was my biggest question, pet peeve of watching the game. Outside of that, Austin Reeves, 27 points. He was the best. LeBron talked about it post-game, being the third option on his team, and how he's never been that after he went 8 for 18, dropping 24 with 12 rebounds and 4 turnovers in his final game as a Laker. I'm happy to. We're gonna get it. Yeah. We're gonna get plenty into that today, at length, on how LeBron James does not have a future with the Los Angeles Lakers, and they are ready to build around someone not named LeBron James. Getting to that later, I need you to know the reason that Oklahoma City should be so scary for you is not only is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander maybe the best player in basketball. He's right there with Victor Wembanyama, in my opinion. But then Chet Holmgren or Lou. Hell, man. Throw Lou Dort out there for 30 minutes. Let him just go cook. A.J. Mitchell is, without J-Dub on the floor, the better Jalen Williams for the Oklahoma City Thunder in this series due to injury. A.J. Mitchell has proven to be, and A.J. Mitchell has proven that he could be a star somewhere else, could play really good basketball somewhere else. Here's the problem. He's under contract for 2 more years for $8 million a year. It's just how good the Thunder are, how good they have built that, how good Sam Presti is at building out an NBA team. And if you want to keep good, you have an MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 30-plus points per game. He's unguardable in the mid-range, which the league is not built on the mid-range anymore. It's a lost game. Layups, three-pointers. Layups, three-pointers. This is a mid-range guy who also leads the league in drives per game. He can create high-percentage looks every possession and then turn the ball over at an elite low rate. So you have a late-game floor no other team can match. Chet Holmgren, couple blocks per game, has gone from that skinny little Chet, cute little prospect, now a defensive lighthouse. It'll be tested in the Western Conference Finals against Victor Wembanyama, and Oklahoma City has not succeeded well in that role of facing the San Antonio Spurs here. But man, Chet Holmgren's game has developed and evolved since he jumped into the NBA. Oh, turnover percentage, 12.4%. That leads the NBA. And an NBA defined by high variance, three-point shooting, the refusal for the Thunder to just offer away possessions, and those unforced errors mean that you're rarely going to lose games for being sloppy. This is the most dangerous quote that I could give about it. This is the most dangerous thing I could conjure up about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are statistically, I've looked at the numbers, I've run the deep analytics. The Thunder are statistically the most disciplined young team in the NBA. What did he just say? Yes, the most disciplined young team in the NBA. The best team in the association, the juggernaut of the league, the team that is creating a dynasty. That's right, I'm happy. I'm going to use the D word. I'm going to use the D word here. After one title, because I'm seeing it play out all over again, that there's dominating fools. That's what they're building as still a young team. Oh, and if you want Hartenstein, Caruso, a couple years ago, rebounding and veteran poise, if it's what Oklahoma City needed, those grinders, the old man grinders. Well, Hartenstein's 9.4 rebounds per game. Caruso's defensive IQ worked out pretty well, huh? Caruso was good last night. Not just a fun team anymore, man. They're physical. They're dangerous. They're scary. And it's all because that draft pick war chest. And it's not even done, man. I'm not frustrated with the Thunder. I love greatness. I'm frustrated on behalf of the rest of the league because you're looking at Oklahoma City, again, a small market team, and saying, why can't we have what they have? And it's going to keep going. Listen to this. The Thunder and Sam Presti hold a historic haul still of future first-rounders through 2030, including the high lottery pick they got from the Clippers this summer. I think it fell at 12. 12! So as they win titles, they'll continue to inject cheap elite talent into their roster on the high end of the first round of the NBA draft. And look, Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, rookie extension, the core is locked in. There are going to be questions about who stays on this roster, what their future is, how Oklahoma City can afford it. But they've stayed under the second apron tax line until at least 2027. So they have a 2-year window to three-peat before the financials really crunch down on Oklahoma City. They could three-peat. And if they are head and shoulders better than anybody else in this league, why wouldn't they? Why couldn't they? And you've got multiple young guards, young talent, young pieces that are either in a dominant rotation so they can't play, or they're injured and waiting their turn. They're youthful. They're youthful, man. From SGA, who's 27, to Chet, who's 23, to J-Dub, who's 24. Cason Wallace is 22. You know, that you got guys entering their physical prime, or guys who haven't even gotten to their physical prime yet. That's different than where the Lakers are. I think it's the Thunder and the Spurs in the West right now are proving that, hey, we have the perfect establishment for years to come to compete at the top of the West and compete in the NBA. If you're a Lakers fan, what's the bright side for you? Where's your NBA title contending team? If you're a fan of the Suns, where is your NBA title contender? If you love to watch the Memphis Grizzlies, the Dallas Mavericks, the Pelicans, the Rockets, how are you going to catch Oklahoma City or San Antonio? That is my question today. How are you going to catch either of those organizations? Because they seem well-suited to keep doing this. They seem well-suited to keep doing what we thought the Lakers might do after 2020, or the Nuggets might do after their championship with Jokic. We thought that had longevity. Ooh. If you're a Warriors fan, they sure do love the old guys there, don't they? Last night's game, Lakers swept. LeBron James' future in question. That will be the talking point today. Where he goes next year. Is it a retirement tour? Is he not going to call it a retirement tour? Does he want to go back to Cleveland? Because it feels like the right thing to do. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to the highlights from last night. It was a close game. The Lakers played well. As I mentioned, when they went to the fourth quarter with a lead, Oklahoma City had to rally. And at one point in the middle of the fourth, actually, with the Lakers up by 5, they had an 80 to 70% chance to win this game per ESPN. I mean, you take that 75% chance early in the fourth quarter to win the game. Problem is the Thunder or the Thunder. Now, it was a very entertaining last 4 minutes or so. 3 or 4 minutes. Thunder get out by 7, 8, and then Lakers immediately bounce right back and go up 110-109. Just awesome. That was with 40 seconds to go. Thunder were just too good. After that, it was LeBron James missed a jumper. Chet Holmgren had slammed it home with Hartenstein on the assist, and that was just it. A board for OKC, a couple more points on the free throw line. 115-110, it was over. But SGA, I thought, was the story of this fourth quarter in Oklahoma City's attempt to rally. And he sunk a 3 to make it 102-98. And that's where Oklahoma City's the momentum changed at that point, and Oklahoma City started to pull away.
It's a 3 by Gilgeous-Alexander, and he sticks it. 33.
And while the Lakers would, again, have this weird late push and make it close, in the end, the Thunder, both at the free throw line and defensively, were able to hold off Los Angeles. And here's how it sounded. Kevin Harlan on Prime Video. The Thunder sweep.
4 steals, did it at both ends of the floor.
Smart three, tip-in try by Reeves. There's the buzzer, and the Thunder have won and swept and are headed to the Western Conference Finals.
I don't think that's surprise. It shouldn't surprise you. It should not surprise you. Last night, J.J. Redick was... He discussed his emotion and how bad he wanted to win this series, how bad he wanted this for the Lakers. Redick's post-game press conference was an odd one, and here he gives his thoughts on the contrast between the playoffs and a loss like this and loving his family.
Like I'm a little white kid from the sticks in Virginia, and I get to do this. That's why it's emotional, because I care more than, I mean, I hate to say this about my family, but I care as much about this as anything. I love my wife and kids, but that's why. It's just
Yeah, it's after the rhetoric that Redick gave this postseason about the referees. I think that the Redick experiment has worked, and I mean this, and we will get into this over the offseason. The Redick experiment is not as bad as a lot of Lakers fans might think. It's not as bad as a lot of analysts said it was going to be going into it. The Lakers were not built to beat a team like the Thunder, no matter how good of a coach. You put any coach in NBA history in that role. No matter how good a coach you are, you're not beating the Thunder. Oklahoma City wins at 115-110. Coming up, Donovan Mitchell tied an NBA playoff record as history was made last night. Cleveland is right back in the thick of this. Let's deep dive into it. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show. The first day of the rest of our lives. You got up early, you're feeling good, or you just now left Magic City and you're still feeling good at least. And the radio's on, the Drake Toll show's on. Here's the craziest part of the Drake Toll show. That is probably number one right now. That newfound sound from Curtis. The craziest part of the Drake Toll show is that I am Drake Toll. That's what they named it for. And I work for the Savannah Bananas organization in Locked On Big 12. And you can do the whole, I hate the Savannah Bananas. I don't.
Bananas.
I'm nothing about today. The rest of the show is about the NBA, the NHL playoffs, LeBron James' future, whatever Giannis is up to, wherever Aaron Rodgers is, because maybe he's in Pittsburgh now. All of that. And the crazy part, maybe the third craziest part, is that the Drake Toll show is live on video on YouTube and Twitter, the Drake Toll show, because no radio show can be a radio show. They also have to be TV shows now. I didn't invent that. It wasn't my idea. I didn't establish that. But somebody else did. They came along one day and said, hey, shouldn't radio have video? And video did truly kill the radio star. But you and I still get to get that. That's the thing. You can listen to the Drake Toll show 24/7, whenever you want, wherever you want on playback, either on podcast, follow along live on the Westwood One Sports app. You can keep listening live, or you can watch it. You can see what Curtis looks like. You can see what Addie looks like. They're real people. Addie Bates producing in Washington, D.C. Curtis Porn. Crotch Porn Dexter runs the board. In Lieutenant Gooch in Culver City, California. The Detroit Pistons last night. I can't trust them. And the second that I think I can, the second they rattle off 5 straight in the postseason against the Magic and the Cavs, because they were down 3-1 in the series against Orlando, and then they were ahead 2-0 in this series against Cleveland. If I do the math on that, 5 straight playoff wins. But now all of a sudden, the Eastern Conference semifinals are a best-of-3 playoff sprint. Cleveland winning a massive 112-103 victory last night. And it was out of hand toward the end of this game thanks to Donovan Mitchell. Pristine performance for Cleveland last night. He is certified star, NBA star, who he said it. He said it at halftime. He's like, hey, we knew going into the break, down by 4 points wasn't good enough. We knew going into the break that the Pistons have played enough of these slowed down, mucked up, low-scoring games. Something's got to give. Oh, and it gave in the third quarter. 38-21, the Cavs outscored the Pistons in that third period. And Donovan Mitchell broke a record. History last night. The most points in a second half in a playoff game that the association has seen. Last night on NBC, here's how it sounded when Donovan Mitchell broke a record for points in the second half in the middle of the fourth quarter.
He currently has 38 second-half points.
Good highlight.
There it is. Look, that's what happened. I can't help that the NBC crew was like, all right, bring, and then just didn't say anything. I understand that. At least the setup was good. Yes, for the rest of time, when Donovan Mitchell's great-grandson's like, what did it sound like when Grandpa broke the record? That's going to be the audio they play. Ring! Yeah, they might as well play that sound. Donovan Mitchell broke the record, and the Cleveland Cavaliers won. I'm going to give you the reasons that Cleveland is a genuine contender to win this series and now a contender in the East versus the Knicks. But first, here was the final call on NBC. Noah Eagle with it as the Cavs win Game 4.
To get a win in Detroit.
We're going to move to 6-0 here at home in the playoffs, as Reed won't get another shot off, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have tied this Eastern Conference semifinal at 2 games apiece on the back of Donovan Mitchell's 39 second-half points. 112 to 103 the final.
Cleveland looks very good at home. Their road woes is the problem. That's been the issue for the Cavs all postseason long. But now, man, Donovan Mitchell has gone from playing well in the postseason to entering a different dimension. Tying an NBA playoff record, 39 points, finishing with 43, by the way, had a terrible first half. He's averaging a series-high 33 points. And Detroit's perimeter defense, they can't keep up with him without fouling him. They cannot keep up without fouling. And James Harden, by the way, 24 points, 11 assists. Remember, James Harden, the guy from the Skittles commercial, he's still in the NBA. He's there. 40th career playoff double-double. Now, Harden has had, obviously, a history of struggling in the postseason, of falling apart in the playoffs. But this year, he's not the star, and because he's not the star, he can kind of just hang around, play good basketball, not be a distraction, not be distracted himself. And Evan Mobley is playing elite defense for the Cavs right now. He's combined 9 blocks, 5 steals his last 2 games, a no-fly zone for Jalen Duren when he's at the rim. And Cleveland went on a 24-0 run over the second and third quarters of the game last night. Those are all reasons that point to the Cleveland Cavaliers having a serious shot at going to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks. Now, the problem for that game, that series against the Knicks, would be that, well, Cleveland will likely play at 6 or 7. I mean, they have to play 6 at this point. They'll play a 6 or 7 game series against the Detroit Pistons and then play the Knicks, who will have been off for a week. This will be Cleveland's second series this year to go 6 or 7 games. That's a lot of basketball. But right now, and I still need to see Cleveland win on the road, but right now, it is the holes of Detroit. It's the holes in Detroit. I cannot, for the life of me, look at Detroit and say, I trust you as a basketball team this year. I don't know if it's because they're too young. I don't know if the playoff experience. And I've heard people in the past, happens a lot in college football, the NFL, well, you know, the lights get brighter. It's postseason. It's different if you ain't been there. And yeah, okay, yes, it's different in the NBA Finals than it would be for the Final Four or your high school state championship or your AAU, EYBL championship. But those are all championships. These players are at an elite enough level. They've seen the bright lights. They've done the bright lights. And guys like VJ Edgecombe, right, with the 76ers, and he was dropping 30-plus as a rookie in the NBA playoffs. Like, the whole, well, they ain't been here before. That starts to, I'm not always buying that. But here for Detroit, that level of inconsistency, the fact they had to go 7 against the Magic, who controlled the pace of that series, the fact they're in this situation against the Cavs, it lends itself toward that. It lends itself toward, well, they look like they're just not ready for a genuine playoff run, a dominant playoff run at least. Last night, Donovan Mitchell, too good, drawing fouls, too physical. And that was another point of contention. That's what you want to hear. That's what I buried the lead. If you're a Detroit fan, I buried the lead. I should have brought this up first. The fouls were a problem last night. Free throws were an issue. And honestly, yeah, I'll give it to you. Detroit shot 12 free throws as a team. Donovan Mitchell shot 15 free throws as an individual. Here is the head coach of the Pistons, J.B. Bickerstaff, on the fouls and the whistle last night.
It's unacceptable. It is. We didn't do enough, obviously, to help ourselves, and I'll start there. But ever since we came to Cleveland, the whistle has changed. There's no way that one guy on their team shoots more free throws than our team. We're not a settle team. We're not a jump shooting team. We drive the ball, attack the paint. So what was done out there tonight, it's frustrating. But, we can't allow that to be the reason why, because we didn't play well enough and play to the best of our capabilities. But again, you look at the foul count, you look at the disparity, and that's hard to overcome. And you wonder, the reason why. It's interesting, since Kenny made his comments publicly about, us, the whistles changed in this series.
Interesting for Bickerstaff. I think he's kind of asking to be fined there. Yeah, it's a fair gripe. It's a fair gripe. I understand how, and you can't get around that. One team shot 12 free throws, one player shot 15 across the way. As a team, I should give you that, 30 for 34. Cleveland was 30 for 34. Detroit was 9 for 12. That's a 21-point difference on the free throw line. So should we call that one a wash, protest it, replay it? No. Here's the deal. Here's what I want you to understand. Should it be a 20 free throw discrepancy here? No, it did. Of course not. But Detroit is a lot more physical than Cleveland. I do believe that Detroit wanted to play. Detroit did it against the Magic. They said, "Hey, we're happy to play that brand of basketball. This slowed down, physical, muck it up basketball." And in that case, that lends itself to more fouls. That lends itself to a slower pace, a more physical pace. Late in the shot clock, that's where fouls occur more often. And the Pistons don't mind that. Thing is, the Cavaliers played overall a more clean game. And you know what? Maybe at the root of all this, if I call my dad right now, "Hey, Dad, what'd you think about the Cavs and Pistons game last night?" "I ain't never not go watch no NBA. I ain't game. What you talking about? All I do is walk and call fouls." Maybe he's got a point. Maybe because every coach is complaining. "Oh, the fouls are against the refs are against me. Oh, the fouls are a problem because they're blowing a bad whistle for our star. Our star player can't get the calls. No, our star player can't get the calls. No, our team can't get the. We're playing 8-on-5." I mean, that's the issue. Beyond it's a pitiful thing. Our team is being harassed by the referees. No, maybe the whole league's being harassed by ass officiating, by just terrible officiating. You ever thought about that? Huh? That's a great segue into our biggest losers of the day. That's coming up next. In the meantime, a Westwood One Sports special presentation for the NFL schedule release this season on Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, announcing the breakdown of the upcoming schedule, including primetime, international, and holiday games in the National Football League, hosted by Scott Graham and Mike Golick. NFL Vice President of Scheduling Mike North will join the show, and guest appearances by players, coaches, other Westwood One names that you would recognize this Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports. Coming up, biggest losers of the day. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. Darkness, world stops turning. Ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power. And as God has struck the hour, day of judgment, God is calling.
Touch yourself.
Big Gooner.
It is the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can listen to the entire full 3 hours, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Westwood One Sports app. It's that easy. That easy. Addie Bates is producing, and Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Good morning. I get frustrated. This is going into our biggest losers of the day. I get frustrated when I turn on the TV or I turn on the radio, and here's what I get. You know what I love the Guys Being Dudes game, where we all sit around and we name random college football players, like Blake Bell at Oklahoma. Felt like he played forever. Or Charlie Brewer at Baylor. Remember he went to the Sugar Bowl that one time? Jake Fromm. Like, yeah, Jake Fromm, man. He's not that random, but you're always like, oh, I forget about Jake Fromm. It's like that early era of Saban Alabama quarterbacks. Like it was John Cameron Dickey or whatever that kid's name was. 2007, 2008. You just start thinking about, God, I get it. I love that game. You and I could sit here. Just think about right now. Think about the most random college football player that you can come up with in your head. Yeah, you nailed it. You killed it. That was great. And I'm all for that game. But when I turn on the TV or the radio, I want you to know that I've been in these moments where, and I didn't go to college for radio. If I did go to college for radio, hell, I'd be worse at this. Well, learned it by the book. Sounded like the next guy, every guy. The difference, what just grinds my gears. Okay, well, this is part of the show. We're going to do Mount Rushmore of the top NBA players of all time. On Tuesday, May 12th, while the world is at your fingertips as it pertains to sports, we're going to do Mount Rushmore. No, I think Larry Bird should be on there. And then we're going to yell at each other because one guy put Larry Bird and one guy put Magic Johnson. On May 12th? What are we doing? What I can promise to you, what I can deliver to you as a listener is that we won't do this top 5 toppings on pizza. This segment is brought to you by the pizza company. We don't do that. We don't have to do that. We're not going to do that. What you get is 3 hours of sports and entertainment, of conflict, of controversy, what's happening now, where LeBron James is going, what LeBron James is doing. It's not what his future is, it's where his future is. You get 3 hours of the NBA last night, of the NHL last night. You get 3 hours of a whip around sports, of across the board sports. What more could you want? What more could you ask for? It's the Drake Toll Show. That's my promise to you. That's what we're going to do together. What we're going to do is learn today. And that's the honorary biggest loser of the day, by the way. The Mount Rushmore. Okay. Hear me, Mount Rushmore of best moments in a Game 6 ever in the Eastern Conference Finals. No. Just no. Not today, at least. Not here. It's time for our biggest losers of the day. Thank you. Biggest loser number 1. Wait. Not the 76ers. Didn't they just... The 76ers just got swept. But Joel Embiid says, please do not make me a biggest loser of the day. Here's what he had to say after the Sixers went down in 4.
Yeah, I mean, I said it and I'm going to say it again. I know we lost, and I know that's not the right mentality to have. But, for me, this was a success. I came into this year not knowing where I was going to be. How long I was going to play, if I was even going to play based on how the knee was the last few years. And, I came in just, hoping for the best. And I feel like we're in a position where we figured out the knee. Hasn't been an issue.
Yep, okay. So, hold on. If I'm reading this right, if I just heard that correctly, Joel Embiid said, I know we lost, but for me this was a success, that he's not disappointed. Huh. Joel Embiid, who hasn't reached the conference final, do you understand how frustrating it's got to be a Philadelphia 76ers fan, to be listening to rhetoric like this? And I know, oh, this guy's an asshole. Joel Embiid's just trying to say a nice thing about his career. He's got his son in his hands in a post-game press conference. This guy's mad about it. I'm not mad. Frankly, I don't care. But it's puzzling to me for the guy to say, I know we lost, but for me this was a success. You say that a week from now. You say that on your Instagram Live, on your TikTok Live. You tweet it. Sixers fans, I'm sorry for failing again. I'm sorry for not getting us there again. I'm sorry that I could win a Game 7 against the Boston Celtics and then be non-competitive against the Knicks. People use the word rivalry a lot in that 76ers and Celtics stretch. Man, this is like one of those classic Boston versus Philadelphia rivalries. And then you get Knicks and Sixers. Like, man, this feels like a classic, one of those New York-Philly rivalries. Just for 4 non-competitive games where the Sixers got swept. Joel, next week, tell us this was a success. Next week, say it was a success. Just give it a breath, please. Not right now. He did it right now anyway, and the Sixers are out of the postseason again, and their fan base should be frustrated. Biggest loser of the day, Ole Miss. This is a wild one. You know what? Addie texted me last night and said, is this a full segment? How much are we going to talk about this? And I said, maybe not tomorrow. But later in the week, this could be. Lane Kiffin seems willing to invoke Ole Miss's struggle to distance itself from symbols like the Confederate flag, Colonel Reb, and the nickname Ole Miss itself. Now, I mean, yeah, the Confederacy lost and pulled away from the Union, and the Confederate flag just seems a little outdated. And if the argument is, well, it's my heritage, I need something to represent me, there are a lot of other things that could represent you, plenty of things. Like my grandmother doesn't fly the Confederate flag, she just makes damn good biscuits. Her identity is in her cooking. And you know what's not been controversial about that? The cooking. Or Colonel Reb. I mean, come on. Colonel Rebel. The colonel of the Confederacy. The side that lost the Civil War 150 years ago? I mean, I'm with Lane Kiffin there. There are some things Ole Miss is tied to that you're like, well, yeah, that seems I could see how that's problematic. Actually, I could see how a depiction of like a Victorian era white slave owner as your mascot would be a problem. Now, Ole Miss also saw it as a problem, so they took the white slave owner out of the equation. Yet they did not get rid of the name Colonel Reb. So I'm following you, Lane Kiffin. I'm with you right now. He says, this is again per Vanity Fair, when he was coaching there, Kiffin says top recruits would tell him, hey, coach, we really like you, but my grandparents aren't letting me move to Oxford, Mississippi. He says, that doesn't come up when you say Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Parents were sitting here this weekend saying the campus diversity is so great. It feels like there's no segregation, was the quote that he gave on behalf of parents. Now, yes, I have been to both Oxford, Mississippi, and I have been to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And Baton Rouge, Louisiana is more diverse than Oxford, Mississippi. No doubt tenfold, absolutely. But do we want to call Central Louisiana a haven where the white folks are civil all the time? One of the craziest parts to come out of this is now Ole Miss fans, because this has started a war of which school has more racial issues. Ole Miss fans posting war stories out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where this has been, since the dawn of time, an extreme thing where segregation and racism has persisted, the Deep South. And now all of a sudden, Lane Kiffin jumps ship to LSU, and now because a month ago, this story is just crazy to me. A month ago, he's talking about how beautiful Oxford is, how he wants to win a championship for Ole Miss and doesn't want to live anywhere outside of Oxford because he loves Oxford so much. Well, damn, dog. How are you going to tell me a year ago how much you love Oxford, and then a year later, be like, it was the most racist place in the world? It was terribly racist. You loved it. You told me a year ago you loved it. And I said that because I said that because I was working there. I didn't believe that. As it pertains to racism, it's just a weird thing, man. It's just a weird thing to leave a job and be like, and they're racist. What? No! What is Lane Kiffin get? The whole Vanity Fair article about it. Might have to be a segment this week. Our biggest losers of the day, certainly Ole Miss and these nods to Confederacy, or a really weird, just a weird representation of their school to be so front-facing. But also biggest loser, Lane Kiffin. Later in our obituaries, we'll give you OnlyFans, Diana Rossini, and Cal Raleigh. Pollen season's here. Dirty car doesn't have to be. Wash it away at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. For a quick wash, that clean car, happy feeling, find a location. TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
Go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gets his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo Kendall. I guess time does make fools of us all. I killed a rattlesnake this morning. It was coiled up behind the
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And let's see if Curtis allows the song to play all the way until the really, really dirty bad words that I didn't cut out of the song.
What?
I caught one early. Here it comes. There, see, I got that one out.
You did say a word that you can't say on air earlier in the show, so.
What did I say?
You can say ass, you just can't put another word behind it.
I did not do it. I did not do that again. I've been so good at not doing that. See, hold on. Curtis, down, boy, down. It gets me every time because I only cut out the first 30 seconds of bad words, and then it gets to the point where it just really hammers the point home. And a couple times we've gotten close. It gives me anxiety every time.
Touch yourself. I still haven't fixed it either. Just gambling every day.
Just gambling. Did I say that earlier? The a-hole thing?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you can't say a-hole. Can't do that. I think you'd allude to it like that. I didn't say it. I alluded.
No, you straight up said it. And I told Curtis in his ear, I was like, well, you can't say that.
God bless, man. I just don't understand. I guess from an FCC standpoint, they may believe you're talking about the body part.
Yes.
And I don't think they would enjoy that. But at the same time, no one ever in the history of the world has used that word in reference to the bum.
I don't think that's true.
Oh. Well, I mean, not ever on a...
What did you say, Curtis? Bloomin' onion?
Yeah, you can say that apparently.
Oh my God.
Well, it is the Drake Toll Show.
Big Gooner.
It's Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app with Curtis Poindexter and Addie Bates. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. It is time for our obituary. Dead today. Anyone who uses OnlyFans.
Sorry, Curtis. Poor Curtis.
All right,
I spent money on that.
Say cheese on Twitter. Florida governor candidate James Fishback says he will impose a 50% simp tax on Floridians who subscribe to an OnlyFans.
Big Gooner.
To, quote, fund education and discourage the platform. Addie?
Yes?
All right. Dead today. The idea that there were not more pictures of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel together in public. You really thought there wouldn't be more pictures, huh? TMZ exclusive, Diana Rossini wraps her arm around Mike Vrabel during a chat at a 2022 Super Bowl party. Brandon Carney tweets, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to think Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini may have been romantically involved.
What?
You're getting there. You're getting closer, Brian. You're getting closer. Dead today. The thought that you would hear the last reference of Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini in obituaries. Yeah, you thought we were done. We're not. There's more. This comes from the New York Post. Diana Rossini kisses husband on Mother's Day as pair seen for first time since Vrabel's scandal. Big Glen Network tweets, she's cheating on Mike Vrabel? Now that's good stuff right there. Has anyone told Mike Vrabel about this? Oh my goodness. Dead today, Cal Raleigh's ability to hit a baseball. Addie, I walked into the clubhouse, the Braves clubhouse this weekend, and our director of entertainment was sitting in there. The Mariners game was on TV. They were losing to the White Sox. I gave that quote then. I'll give it now. I don't give a rat's ass if the Mariners never win a game again.
Oh, it's
like, yeah. Everybody's like, oh, I feel like feel-good story. We love America loves the Mariners. It's like if they don't win, I'm going to be okay. It's not going to haunt me.
John Lunn was on here a couple weeks ago, and he was like, is this an overreaction that Cal is like, not doing well? I'm like, last year, if you look at all of his stats from the years prior, last year was an anomaly. I don't know what he was doing. Allegedly, I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Touch yourself.
But that is not the normal Cal Raleigh. This is the normal Cal Raleigh, and as someone who's a fan of a team in the same division, and my team's not that great, it's kind of funny to see this. It's kind of funny.
That's the whole damn division is not that great. The entire division.
If we keeping a buck right now, we ass.
Dead today. Can I say sperm?
Well, yep.
Okay. It's written in the rundown.
Yeah. You can
my
say
job to have salon quality hair and read the news. Dead today. The sperm.
Touch yourself.
The sperm of high school boys. Here is RFK Jr. with the latest gripe on the health of our youth.
The fertility crisis for women began in 2007. For men in 1970, men had twice the sperm count as our teenagers do today.
I know why.
Really pains him to say that.
I know why.
So our teenagers are lacking sperm.
Big gooner.
Because of safe betting. Because of.
It's because of the betting apps that allow you bet insurance, and your bet insurance is just going to make you not have any sperm. I don't like saying that word on the radio. I don't think.
Well, for someone who doesn't like saying it, you've said it an awful lot.
Well, I don't know what else to use for it.
Swimmers.
All the ways to allude. No. See, that's the problem. All the ways to allude to the word also suck. Like, I can't.
Well,
I can't do it. This is an asylum. We should fix that, right? I guess.
Curtis, get on that.
Big gooner.
Dead today. Blinking?
The Erica Kirk reference?
No, I just can't. I can't. I can't even do it anymore. It's just funny. The president did fall asleep yesterday during a press conference. Just a good little 17 seconds in and out, quick nap. We've all been there. I've done it I do it on the radio show every day. And then his official account retweeted it, which is just such a good bit. It's so funny he was blinking, you morons.
He came in so fast and so hard.
It's just a 17-second video of the president with his eyes closed. And it's a good response. Good response.
Good Dom, that's what they call him, right?
Blinking. You morons. What a funny administration, huh? Dead today. LeBron and Bronny. I played against Bronny and Bronny Sr.
LeBron James.
House of Lowlights tweeted last night, LeBron and Bronny made NBA history. First father-son duo to ever be swept. Yeah, I've got a pretty strong LeBron James take. We can probably make 2 or 3 times this show. Got audio of LeBron James, too, speaking on his future. I think he should be done. Retired. All the way retired after the 2026 campaign. Those are our obituaries. That's who's dead today. It is time for the Quickie Top 5 headlines in all of sports. Addie Bates reads them. Drake Toll responds. I have a minute to respond to each.
All right, let's start with LeBron.
Hold on. Wait a second. That idiot said he wouldn't ever do no top 5 BS. Yeah, you're right. I was lying.
LeBron James to recalibrate, weigh NBA future with family.
He's going to weigh his future, huh? The recalibration is what confuses me a bit. I guess talk to your family and whatnot.
Your printer?
I've got 15 minutes worth of thoughts on this. What's next for LeBron and what's next for the Lakers. And I do not think that the two will be paired together next season. It's time for LeBron James to retire. Said it. I'll back it up. It's time for LeBron James to retire. Thank you, Bron. Let's go. It was fun.
Here's your second headline. Spurs Victor Wembanyama won't face further sanction for throwing an elbow.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I think everybody that watched this was like, okay, Naz Reid got hit. You watch it over and over. And I don't hate you if you think that it was aggressive enough that Wembanyama should have been thrown out of the game. If that is your prerogative, that is fine. If you're like, that guy's an idiot because he said he shouldn't have been thrown out, I am of the mind he should not have been ejected from the basketball game. If you think he should have, that's fine. Obviously there would be no further repercussion because what Wemby did was not that bad. It wasn't aggressive. I didn't think he should be ejected in the first place. It was inadvertent, and I'm Team Wemby on this. I want the best player in the NBA to be on the court during the playoffs, and he wasn't. Not like escalating something over trying to create space between two defenders. Ugh. It's good he's not suspended. I need more Wemby in the playoffs in my life.
Here's your third headline. Avs bounce back to beat the Wild 5-2 and take a 3-1 lead in the series.
Yeah, it was time. So the Avs they're 7-1 in the postseason. The Hurricanes are 8-0 in the postseason. The Avalanche and Hurricanes are a combined 15-1 in the NHL playoffs. If we do not get Avalanche Hurricanes in the NHL final, the Stanley Cup Finals, that is a problem. I want it. America needs it. I don't need the Montreal Canadiens there. I don't need the Buffalo Sabres there. I don't need the Golden Knights there. It's the way the hockey playoffs are built are kind of messed up. It's where like the Wild are a more formidable opponent than the Ducks or the Golden Knights. But this is just how we do hockey. And Sabres playing the Canadiens, I don't think either. I don't know. The Hurricanes never had any competition really, and that's why they're 8-0 in the playoffs. But I think we're on a crash course for Colorado and Carolina to meet in the finals, and I love that. Give me more of that, please. It's going to be great playoff hockey. I'm excited to have those conversations when that series comes around. That is a minute.
Fourth headline, from 4 points to tying a playoff record with a 39-point half, Donovan Mitchell flips Game 4 for the Cavs.
Yep. And it was really Donovan Mitchell and kind of period. Not that, I mean, yeah, it was kind of just him. He scored in a second half where Cleveland scored 60 points. Donovan Mitchell had 39 of them. The Pistons, on the other hand, had 47 points in the second half. Donovan Mitchell had 39. That is that's extreme. And if you're the Pistons, that's why I keep complaining if they're so inconsistent and wishy-washy. And on top of that, I do understand your gripe as a Detroit Pistons fan when your team shot 12 free throws and Donovan Mitchell alone shot 15 free throws. Let me repeat that. Your team shot 12 free throws. Their one individual player shot 15. That's a problem. Yes, I agree. But the way that Detroit's offense went stagnant, they're not a good offensive team. The way they went stagnant in the second half was bad. And their defense looked bad in the third quarter specifically, too.
Final headline, Buffalo Bills to play first regular season game in new stadium in week 2.
Hold on, can you repeat that?
The Buffalo Bills NFL team to play first regular season game in a new stadium in week 2.
This year?
Yeah.
Whoa. I guess I forgot that was happening so fast. That kind of sucks. It's indoor, right?
Yeah, they have like a... I don't even know if they've like put anything out what it looks like now.
No, I mean...
There was a video the other day of them putting like the logo up on the outside of the building or something.
Okay, so yeah, I figure if it's all... I mean, it's got to be ready by now.
It's still an open-air design, which is a little... funny to me.
Then what the hell did we build it for? Just close the air, man.
Because this team is notorious for having games where it's all snowed out. Now they did say that the roof will cover 64% of attendees. So if you're the other, percentage of attendees, I'm sorry, you're gonna get covered in snow. I feel like this is one of the situations where it should have been a dome.
What a disaster! Just build a dome, man. Everybody's agreed. Dome is the way to go.
Touch yourself.
What's the final headline?
That was your final headline.
Really? We're ahead of schedule today. Coming up, LeBron James' future in the National Basketball Association is nigh. He is retiring. This is the Drake Toll Show. morning. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app.
Well, I like that show, and I understand why they do the Mount Rushmores, because that's the whole guy's thing, is he's the Mount Rushmore guy.
No. Well, I like it because he loves to do top 5 every day.
My favorite thing is their power rankings.
No. Today on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, there are too many things to talk about. There are too many good things for you to sit down and have a real good sports conversation, a real good entertainment conversation. Now, sometimes that conversation veers from sports and goes into oddity or conflict. When the Secretary of Health, I don't know, whatever, what is RFK? I don't know what RFK is. Secretary, Addie, what is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's our health secretary.
Raccoon expert.
Raccoon expert.
Yes. When that human being comes to a podium and says something along the lines of, our teenagers don't have enough sperm, I need that. Sharing that with you is our fun way of staying connected. But I'm not going to show up today and be like, okay, well, top 5 things I had for breakfast last week. No, that's not what today's for. Today is instead for LeBron James. Oh, no. I'm going to give LeBron James a farewell tour. I think 2 things. Number one, given the rhetoric that's come out, and we'll have clips from last night of LeBron at the podium speaking on his future. I think number one, as we go into this audio, I think one, that LeBron is going to retire. If I had to call my shot today, because his camp, what's been released is that he's weighing all options and retirement's a very real possibility. So on that first hand, it's just, what else do you need? I don't see a real contender, a legitimate contender, going and getting LeBron James. He's done being option 1 for any finals caliber team in the NBA. Number 2, I think LeBron James should retire. Based on the things he's told me, the things he's told you, he's told us both the same thing, that LeBron James should retire. Let's start from the 30,000-foot view. Here's LeBron James last night at his press conference on his future in the National Basketball Association.
I think you guys asked me about it, and I've answered questions. Yeah, I don't think I've come out and like, oh, retirement is coming. I mean, with my future, I don't know, obviously. I mean, obviously we're still fresh from, obviously losing, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously, as it stands right now tonight. I got a lot of time. I'll sit back, like I think I said it last year after we lost, I think, to Minnesota, to go back and recalibrate with my family and talk with them and spend some time with them. And then when the time comes, I obviously, you guys know what I decide to do.
So there is that recalibrate quote from LeBron James. And recalibrate will be decide whether or not he'll retire, where he goes if he doesn't retire. And I need you to know that he should retire. Here's why. You have told us, LeBron, and I want, maybe I should preface this before I deep dive too much. I like LeBron James. I don't mind LeBron James. I think he's a quirky guy for sure. I like that he's leaned into his quirks. It's very similar to Tom Brady. Think about this. LeBron does those things where he's like, yeah, man, that night Kobe scored 80. I knew he was going to do it. After he scored 20, I was like, oh, Kobe's going for 80. It's just a hilarious video. LeBron, of him just lying, of him just saying, but lying in a goofy way, man. You're like, you're a goofy guy. Tom Brady does a commercial referencing how he uses batteries. He freezes on TV and Duracell or whatever it was, puts batteries back in his arm. LeBron's done commercials with Kevin Hart making fun of all of his little, I knew that was going to happen. He's gotten funnier. He's aged well in the NBA. He's tough at this point in his career to hate, at least from what I've seen in the last 3 or 4 seasons from LeBron. And the Lakers, I don't even think LeBron touts that 2020 title, that ring. Like he could tout that across the league, but he doesn't. And I credit him for that. But if you told me your whole career, guy that I like, I'm going into this conversation talking about a guy that I like. If you told me your whole career, I don't want a farewell tour. I don't want to do it the way that Kobe did it. I don't need that last goodbye. I don't need the Michael Jordan Washington Wizards, gross taste in your mouth, end of your career. LeBron, you've had 3 damn farewell tours. You've had farewell tours now, multiple now, with your own son. People are watching your games. They're crawling to your games saying this could be my last time to see LeBron James play. And that's worked in your favor for years now. You've had multiple farewell tours. What else do you need, man? Because if you come back for 1 year and do it in Cleveland, we know you're not playing another. We know we get maximum 1 more LeBron James season. We know that. So, tell me, if we're getting 1 more season and you do it in Cleveland, or you do it in Boston, or you do it in Orlando, or you do it in Miami, or you name a market and put LeBron James there, what is that season, if not the full-on retirement tour? Do you know when presidents when presidents would die, not used to die, they still do die, when presidents died a long time ago in this very country, we would take them, we would embalm them, we would mummify them, put them in a casket, load them up on a train, and take them on a tour of America. Harry, would you like to see the dead president? He's coming to town today. They just truck the guy up through Hudson, New Jersey. Hudson, New York? Through Hudson, New Jersey. And you wave at him. There goes the dead president. That was his farewell tour. All the country would line up to see Lincoln after he got shot. I think LeBron James, deep down, although he keeps telling you, the more he tells us, I don't want a farewell tour, don't load me in a casket and truck me around the country where everybody can come out and look like, oh, there he goes, the last time I'll ever see him play. He says he doesn't want that. But the more he tells me he doesn't want that, the more I think he might kind of want that. But the King, I think the King is ready to hang it up. Does he have the confidence to do so? Does he have the wherewithal to do so? That's maybe the real question here. But he's spent the entire kind of legacy of his career chasing that number 23. So why not just complete your 23rd NBA season? Have that symbolic finish line. It mirrors the number on your jersey. You've surpassed the scoring, games played, field goals made. The records are there. There are no mountains left to climb. 41 years old, this is where you transition out and you go into television. This is where the world has seen you. They've seen you at their best, and now you're getting into that Old Yeller range. I guess Old Yeller didn't get old, did he? He just had rabies. You're getting into that Benjamin Button range, except for Benjamin Button just aged normally. You're getting old. And I don't think, like there's an 8-year-old. There's an 8-year-old who by the time at 5, 6, 7 years old, they were really getting into the NBA. There's a 9-year-old, 10-year-old out there who they're like, LeBron James, the washed guy? The old guy? That they've never gotten to see him be a star of the NBA. Actually, I've got a soundbite on that. Here's LeBron James saying that this year wasn't a disappointment, but man, he's not even option number 1.
Obviously, we fell a little short, obviously, but I mean, I'm not looking at my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. Especially, I was put into some positions that I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life. I've never been a third option in my life. So to be able to, thrive in that role for that period of time and then have to step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life, playing a sport, and be able to thrive under that. And then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances, that was pretty cool for me at this stage of my career.
he mentioned a couple times, this stage here in my life, as if this stage and this period of his life has moved on, as if it's not, if his Lakers career is done. And I do think that is the case for sure. His Lakers career is done, and the only window of him being back in the NBA next season is with a different team. But that just sounds like the old horse. That's Doc Hudson in the Cars movie, if you're a child and you want that reference. Oh, wow. I guess Cars is like 20 years old now, so you wouldn't be a child. Oh, wow. Cars is 20 years old. Oh. God, LeBron was playing. He'd done it year 4 in the NBA when Cars came out. At 41, seeing the old dog is not doing anything for his legacy to me. It's not doing anything for the next generation of NBA fans who are like, wait a second. Look at this highlight from 2016. LeBron used to be young and spry. His late career goal to play with his son was achieved, and it was a controversial one because Bronny wasn't ready for that. And health's a piece of it. Bronny wasn't ready to be an NBA player. Bronny was taking the spot of somebody else. And they've been teammates for 2 years, father and son, teammates. And remember when, this is a 2019 conversation. Oh, it's going to be so cool. 14-year-old Bronny is 5 years away from the NBA. It's going to be crazy when him and his dad play together. It's going to be awesome. And then when it happened, it kind of sucked. It didn't really go anywhere. And with Bronny established now as kind of like that regular rotation player who's maybe going to be just a regular rotation player for the rest of his career. Just go be a dad, man. Go hang out with your family. Go sit by the pool and have a glass of wine. Because we all thought it was going to be awesome when, look at the alley-oop, father to son, slam it home. But it wore off really fast because Bronny just isn't that good at basketball. The picture we all had in our brain of, imagine it, the star LeBron James with the new star, the future, LeBron James Jr. But it didn't happen like that, did it? And I know that the Lakers have won games, but think about Luka wasn't there. Luka hasn't been there for the half of it with the Lakers and LeBron James. Austin Reeves' development. Rui Hachimura was a trade piece. The Lakers look a lot different than they did during that title. There's been a revolving door. The pieces have changed. Luka is the team now. That's what the Lakers want to build around. And the frustration of being a shorthanded contender is likely that could be the final straw. You just sit down like, I'm exhausted. After what I just went through, I'm exhausted. And even more so, do the Tom Brady thing. The NBA wants to go to Las Vegas. There's a timeline for the NBA to be in Las Vegas. Just go be the face of the ownership group. Retire. Own a team. And the league, they're going to finalize these expansion details I think this summer we're going to learn a lot about Vegas and the plans for basketball and finalizing the details in 2027 and that timeline. For LeBron, go pivot. Go pivot from being a player to the governor of basketball. You can be a spearhead of that whole Vegas project from day one. And seen as the long arm of the law, the second, because it's obvious. Michael Jordan got away from the game. Michael Jordan was marred in controversy off the court because of gambling issues and the stories you've been told. LeBron's not. He's got that Tom Brady. He's a goofball. People have differing opinions on him. Some people hate him. It's probably misguided if you do hate him because he's just a strange guy. If you're that dude, hey, man, fist bump. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Time to go. LeBron, you told us. You told us you don't want a farewell tour. The only way to avoid a farewell tour is to say, you know what? I did it all. I saw it all. I'm going to hang it up. Because next season, you're not going to be in Oklahoma City. And it's the only team, either Oklahoma City or San Antonio, maybe Detroit, are the only 3 teams with a shot to win the NBA championship, to win a title next year. Toss the Knicks in there. And I don't see LeBron in any of those 4 organizations, any of those 4 markets. It's not going to go well if you come back for that retirement. It's going to be seen as the retirement tour. And if it is the retirement tour, it's not going to be with a legitimate contender. Because that word legitimate contender, it's a very small group of teams right now in the NBA, given the way that these squads at the top of the league, how young they are and how well they've drafted. Leave on your own terms. and just be done. Right off into the sunset. Help the NBA in different ways, because on the floor, that time is up. And this time is to come. The NFL schedule release. It's a Westwood One Sports special presentation this Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll announce and break down the upcoming schedule, including primetime, international, and holiday games. Hosted by Scott Graham, Mike Golick. NFL Vice President of Scheduling Mike North will join the show and have guest appearances from players, coaches, other Westwood One names that you would recognize this Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The Westwood One Sports special presentation of the NFL schedule release. Coming up, why not us? Huh? Why not us? Lane Kiffin, LSU, and Oxford being more racist than Baton Rouge? Well, that's what he said. This is Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
I will try it like a leg and shine. Oh, this is so in this and I'm shine. Sibona kwenzeka kanjani. Amantombazane.
She's a rich girl, she don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket. Empty as a pocket with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. 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 Say she's crazy, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of your shoes. She was physically forgotten, but then she slipped into my pocket with my car keys. She said, you've taken me for granted because I please you. Wearing these diamonds. And I could say, ooh, as if everybody knows what I'm talking about. As if everybody here would know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave. The poor boy changes clothes and he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. And she said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up by sleeping in a doorway by the bodegas and the lights on over Broadway, wearing diamonds on the soles of their shoes. And I could say, ooh, and everybody here would know what I was talking about. I mean, everybody here would know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about diamonds. crazy, I got diamonds on the soles of my shoes, yeah. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of my shoes. Ta-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na.
Good morning. Yeah. It is the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Ah, man. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. And what a pleasure it is to be with you every single day. Weekdays 9 to 6? No, 6 to 9. 6 to 9. Nice. I'm finding out for the first time now. The Banana Ball, Savannah Bananas, you know. I'm finding out for the first time now. My flight's tomorrow to Indianapolis, Indiana this weekend. Yeah, woohoo, yeah, Indianapolis. I was told it was Thursday. So, all right, see you guys in Indiana. If you're living in Indianapolis here soon, I guess I'll see you soon. You know, I am so enamored with the NBA postseason, NHL postseason, and I was excited today to sit down and talk to you about the NHL at length. And look, we have not gotten to go over it as much as I'd like, and that's fine. It is because of Lane Kiffin, and this is a bigger headline, at least for me. I needed to dive into this. I had too many thoughts on what is happening with Lane Kiffin and Oxford, Mississippi. So remember, Kiffin leaves Ole Miss and says, I'm going to go to LSU. This is my book. I'm going to write the next chapter. And then in this article to Vanity Fair, he talks about how racist Oxford, Mississippi is. The headline from ESPN reads, Kiffin says diversity cited as LSU recruitment edge versus Ole Miss. So he's sitting down in Baton Rouge saying, well, if you go there, they're racist. Hopefully he's not saying that, but he kind of said that here. The quote is written in Vanity Fair. They would say, hey, coach, we really like you, but my grandparents aren't letting me move to Oxford, Mississippi, Kiffin said, according to the magazine. That doesn't come up when you say Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Parents were sitting here this weekend saying the campus diversity feels so great. It feels like there's no segregation, and we want that for our kid because that's the real world. Huh. And then according to the article, Kiffin clarified the remark one day later. I just hope my comment comes across respectful to Ole Miss. There are some things that I'm saying are factual. They're not shots. Population of Baton Rouge, 52% black, 34% white. Again, this is per ESPN. Oxford, 66% white, 26% black. Those are there's a stark difference between those percentages. But are we going to sit here and pretend that Baton Rouge is just void of racism? That Louisiana, Central, South Louisiana just isn't? What? Hold on. What? That Lane Kiffin's going to leave Ole Miss. Like, yeah, it was kind of hard to recruit there because of racism. Well, hold on. Because here's the deal. Because you've made some pretty clear comments. A year ago, here's what Lane Kiffin said at SEC Media Days. regarding this can be directly tied to this situation. Lane Kiffin hit me with it.
Been an amazing experience, and I just have so much appreciation. I'm not saying this coming to head coach. I don't give you coach speak. The people of Oxford, and then when you lose your parents and you see how they are and how they help take care of them towards the end, or how much they really cared about them, it opened my eyes to a totally different way. It's basically I went to Oxford, had this view. Then I got kids there, so then I had a different view as a parent there, and how awesome a community is to raise your kids in and to have them go to college and high school around these families and everybody take care of everybody. Then you see your parents at the end and lose your parents, one kind of expected, one unexpected, and to see how the community is around that, I owe so much to Oxford and the people there. It's just been awesome.
I owe so much to Oxford and the people there. It's been awesome. Weird. It's what I am struggling to conceptualize here is how we are going to leave Ole Miss, and I've said this on today's show. I think that Colonel Rebel, this depiction of a Victorian era plantation owner, slave owner, this is not. No, he's a general. I mean, if you want to look up a picture of Colonel Reb, you're going to see that we should have phased that out. And Ole Miss did phase out the mascot. Even Ole Miss admitted it was too far. They phased the mascot out. And the use of the Confederate flag. Ole Miss kind of known for that. They phased that out. The university has taken steps, maybe not enough, but taken steps to ensure that this past, this history, this association with racism is something they are getting away from. That's not that LSU is much better, right? LSU, the LSU fan base, the epitome of desegregation and equality. I don't intend to rag on either of these fan bases today, either of these towns, either of these atmospheres, but for Lane Kiffin to leave Ole Miss and say, well, it was hard to recruit there because they're racist. And then go to Baton Rouge after a year prior, you just told me this is the best community ever, and I love it, and I would change nothing, and they are spectacular. I wish you could all see how great Oxford is. But also they're racist. That doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. I can't conceptualize in my brain. That's what. And again, I want you to know, I wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't open. This is the Drake Toll Show. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Which town's more racist, Baton Rouge or Oxford? Brought to you by No. I wouldn't be talking about this. You wouldn't be talking about this. We wouldn't be talking about Lane Kiffin if Lane Kiffin didn't just say stuff. But he just is saying stuff. This revisionist history doesn't work when it comes to a topic as heavy and large as racism. You cannot, I'm telling you, you cannot go off on how happy and joyful and beautiful a place is. But also it was racist. But also the black players couldn't play there because it was racist. You just told me it was the most beautiful utopia in the world, Lane. So this saga, this glass house problem is a weird thing to say. It's a weird thing for Lane Kiffin to champion the diversity and inclusivity of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where he is in a high-profile lawsuit with DeSanto Rollins, a black man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who is suing Kiffin for alleged racial and sexual discrimination. There's an article that came out today that said the state of Louisiana is considering taking the Confederate statues. Remember, this was the issue at Ole Miss. Kids couldn't play. There were black players, black recruits that wouldn't play at Ole Miss because they were too racist. There's an article that came out yesterday, great timing, about the state of Louisiana and how they are considering taking the old Confederate monuments, slave owners, taking these old Confederate monuments that were torn down in 2020 and putting them back up in public parks. Lane Kiffin told Vanity Fair that recruits' parents would not send their kids to Ole Miss. I'm not sure. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What about the high profile, the St. George Incorporation? The city of St. George. This movement by wealthy, predominantly white residents to break away from East Baton Rouge, to break away from the parish school system, to get away from the other kids. Oh, well, we don't want to go to school there. Our kids need to be in a safer environment. We want to get them away from, the other kids. This push for St. George, this whole community is built, this is a couple years ago, by the wealthier white community in Baton Rouge saying we don't want to be around all this desegregation. And his argument that Oxford has this reputation hindering its recruiting it's weird. He led the Rebels to 50-19 record, a 50-19 record from 2020 to 2025 with handicapped recruiting. Suddenly to tell me that you couldn't recruit as well at Oxford, Mississippi because Oxford was racist? You're throwing Pete Goldie onto the bus. The Rebels head coach, who would take a job there? Because of the racism. What I'm trying to say is neither Oxford nor Baton Rouge are perfect places in that category whatsoever. The Deep South, where I grew up, the Deep South, is not a perfect place in that category. Inclusivity and equality and equity and those words. But for you to leave Oxford, Mississippi, and then point the finger back and say, I couldn't win there because they were racist. It's a weird angle, isn't it? From Lane Kiffin on his time at Ole Miss, now transferring over to LSU. When we come back, our idiots of the day. The Drake Toll Show.
This is West.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking, like the Doodah Man, together, more or less in line, just keep trucking on.
Arrows of neon and flashing marquees out on Main Street. Chicago, New York, Detroit, and it's all on the same street. A typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings.
Dallas, got a soft machine. Houston, too close to New Orleans. New York, got the ways and means and just won't let you be.
The cats that you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home. One of these days they know they gotta get going. Out of the door and down to the street all alone.
Trucking like a Doodah Man once told me you got to pay your hand. Sometimes the cards ain't worth a dime if you don't lay them down. Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me what a long, strange trip it's been.
What in the world ever became of Sweet Jane? She lost her sparkle, you know she isn't the same. Living on reds, vitamin C, and cocaine. trucking phase ain't it a shame?
Trucking up the Buffalo, been thinking you got to mellow slow. It takes time to pick a place to go and just keep trucking on.
Sitting and staring out of the hotel window. Got a tip, they're gonna kick the door in again. I'd like to get some sleep before I travel, but if you got a warrant, I guess you're gonna come in.
Busted down on Bourbon Street, set up like a bowling pin, knocked down. It gets to wearing thin, it just won't let you be.
You're sick of hanging around and you like to travel. Get tired of traveling, you wanna settle down. I guess I can't revoke us all the time. Get out of the door, light out and look all around.
Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me. What a long, strange trip it's been. Trucking, I'm going home. Whoa, whoa, baby, back where I belong. Back home, sit down and patch my bones and get back trucking.
Come on, girl. Yeah. Oh, it's me. Now what, huh? The 8 o'clock hour. That's right. Let's get sweaty. On the Drake Toll Show. I'm talking rainforest sweaty. Don't you want to love me sexy? God, it happens this time every day. The Lieutenant Gooch. The Gooch for Lieutenant Governor commercial is back on my television. I just can't. I can't. It gets me every time. I don't think it's ever going to get old. I just can't. If you're looking for reliable, you're looking for Gooch. It's just a great. What? If you're looking for sturdy.
Curtis, have you found Lieutenant Gooch yet?
No, I'm still looking for him.
Okay, still sniffing around?
Still sniffing around there, man. Still sniffing around. He's the private's investigator. Lieutenant Gooch here. I'm Gooch, and I approve this message. It's just everything about it. Man. Somewhere deep down in there, we all have that little 12-year-old spark to life. Where you hear something like, you know what? That shouldn't be funny to me as an adult, but it is. And that is my perspective on Lieutenant Governor Gooch. Reporting for Booty.
Put all three of us on the same show. Wow.
Yes. The president, Colin Jones, did that. Then he texted me to go to the local grocery store. He needed me to pick up some groceries. I don't think I told that full story on the air.
No, do not activate.
I got a text from an iPhone. I have an iPhone, personally. No free endorsements. I have an iPhone. I get a text from Colin Jones. Colin Jones is the He's not the owner of the company, but Colin Jones is the president. He's way up there. Cumulus, Westwood One Sports. Like, Colin Jones is the guy. So when he texts you, you're like, well, shoot, dog, I should probably pick that up. He texts me, hey, Drake, looking to do a big favor for all of our, great employees and staff. And I was like, that's a great text, CEO Colin Jones. Thank you. I would love to help. President? One of the big titles. And so I go in there and text back, yes, would be happy to help. He said, great. What's the closest grocery store to you? I was like, I don't know. Maybe he wants me to, I probably, at that point, probably should have known, stuff the fishy was happening. It's like, oh, yeah, it's a Kroger. Great. Kroger works just fine. Can you go there now? Whoa, Colin Jones. This got really assertive really fast. So at that point, I called my direct boss, Armin Williams, and I said, hello. Did Colin Jones just text me to go to the grocery store? He's like, Armin's words were, this is the second time you've fallen for our company's phishing scams, and you're 25. You're the one guy who's not supposed to fall for our company's phishing scams, and you're really, really bad at it. And so there I am, taking my second phishing scam quiz. Do you or do you not respond to random people who text you, hi, it is me, the CEO? It's like the DMs people get from the fake Michael Jackson. Hello, it is me, Michael Jackson. I am back from the dead. I need $50 in my Venmo. It is proof I am him. Tee-hee. That's all you get. And the elderly sometimes fall for it. They're sitting there eating their good and plenty, their Raisinets. They're halfway through a goober. I learned what those are this weekend. It's pretty good, actually. Goober's like a chocolate-covered peanut. I'm like, oh, look, Michael Jackson texted me. I got to send him money. It's not funny. People lose their houses. People lose a lot of their money because they don't freaking know it's a Westwood One Sports Cumulus Media phishing scam. Sorry. It's Tuesday, May 12th. 8 o'clock hour. You can listen to the entire Drake Toll Show, all 3 hours of it, via podcast. Right after the show's over, upload it wherever you find your podcast. Listen to the entire program. Or listen on the Westwood One Sports app every single day. Because, Dick and Doug, the local hosts that you know and love from your area, they're about to come on the radio here in 25 minutes. You're excited to hear they're funny guys. You like them. They make you laugh. And today, surely they'll make me the idiot because they'll do a top 5 or a Mount Rushmore or power rankings because we love those. And Dick and Doug are going to do their thing. You go listen to them. But if you're like, you know what? Before I get into Dick and Doug, what if I just had like a little 30 minutes? Just 30 minutes more of the Drake Toll Show. Come on. It's not that much. It's just 30 minutes. Just a little tease. You can do that on the Westwood One Sports app or live video form. The Drake Toll Show on Twitter and on YouTube. Let's do this. Let's go to our Idiot of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
Yeah. There is a new nickname for the Democrats of the world. They fall into the category of, you got what a burn this was. Could never have seen this coming in a press conference yesterday from the president, but he's got a brand new name for the Democrats, and he's coming after them.
I was hunted by some very bad people. Now I'm the hunter. It's much better when you're the hunter. But these are bad people, and they'll give you no support at all, no matter how good it is. I mean, as an example, I don't know what the numbers are, but if we go to Congress to get something approved, which we get, but you can say that we're going to reduce drug prices by 80%, and we won't get one Democrat vote. I don't know how they get away with it. That's why we call them the Democrats. We have a new name. They're Democrats because they're dumb. They're dumb people, and they just can't do it. I've been waiting so long for them to change, but they just keep losing, and they're going to keep losing with their policies.
I thought it was, he hits you with like, they won't ever help you. They won't support you. And you know what? I called them, they said Democrats. I called them the Democrats because they're dumb. Just total.
We're dumb.
Just what
we learned dumb this week.
I don't know, man. I'm just asking for, I just want cheap eggs or whatever it was. Toilet paper, gas prices, whatever that is. Whatever the people want. This was also a good bite yesterday from the Indiana visit to the White House, where the president, Donald Trump, lost Kurt Signetti somewhere on the stage. Big Don, what's going on?
Think of this, the press conference in 2023, shortly after joining Indiana. Kurt, who's Kurt? Kurt Signetti. Where is Kurt Signetti? Huh? Oh, come here. Come here. Kurt Signetti has turned out to be, I think he's the coach of the last decade because he...
Who is Kurt?
Who
is Kurt?
So good. He's reading the sheet of paper. And by the way, the funniest part is in this video, Kurt Signetti is standing on his left shoulder. Kurt Signetti has a hand on his left shoulder.
Who is Kurt?
And Trump's reading the script. He was very good. At his press conference, Kurt said, "What? Who the hell is Kurt? What are they writing Kurt in here for? Who's the ding? What are they talking about? Kurt Signetti? Who's that? Where's Kurt Signetti? He's just... I'm right here.
But on him for staying awake long enough.
He was
Kurt
blinking through
Signetti
this.
is sniffing the president. He's right. He's pulling a Curtis Poindexter and just all over the guy's shoulder.
Oh.
Where is he?
Who is he?
Who's Kurt? Like he's mad. Like he's mad at the script. He's like, what are they putting Kurt in here for? Who even is that?
He's an idiot.
Who's Kurt? Idiot of the day is the bird watchers who go on cruise ships. Hantavirus patient 0 has been identified as Leo Schilperoord, a 70-year-old Dutch ornithologist who visited a landfill in Argentina containing rodents potentially carrying the Andes virus strain. That's the first time that sentence has ever been written in the world. This is quote tweeted with at cool_hot_woman. Whose name the account is Boob Jobs founder and CEO. Wow.
Seeney's burner.
Says, I knew it was going to be, patient 0 was going to be an ornithologist or a crazy birder. Landfills are peak bird watching because they provide birds with a reliable source of food. The only people who would get off a cruise ship and say, let's go to the landfill, are avid, insane bird lovers. And sure enough, the next possible pandemic in our world has been started by a bird watcher who went to the landfill. Addie?
Idiot. Also, like, landfills are so gross. They stink. Have you ever driven by one?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I understand wanting to watch birds, but why can't you go watch birds in, like, a meadow? Like a little field. Even the rainforest. Why do we have to go to a dump? To go watch what,
AI
seagulls?
destroyed the meadows. Don't you? AI destroyed the meadows.
Yeah, so we gotta go watch
They sucked all
seagulls
the
in the
water out of
dumpster? Like, what? What?
If AI can suck all the water out of a meadow, if I used AI, I mean, that sounds, idiot of the day, the Patriots for posting this. On Sunday at 10 a.m. on the dot, scheduled post, had to be a scheduled post, May 10th, the year of our Lord 2026. The New England Patriots post, Happy Mother's Day, Pats Nation. Yeah! Which they should just delete their account at this point. Nothing they post will ever go well. And from there, the AI-generated tweets of pregnant Diana Rossini with Mike Vrabel began to fester. Austin Stanley tweets, the person who sent this tweet will get harsher punishment than the head coach. Oathman says, this might be the most tone-deaf, out-of-touch social media team in history. Flying Zeppelin says, Happy Mother's Day to all the coaches' baby mamas out there. And Ghost of Adam Gase says, this is absolutely insane for you guys to post right now. Addie, Mother's Day felt a little bit different, a little bit stranger around the New England parts.
Why? Did something happen?
I'm starting to think Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini might have been romantic.
What? No.
Mother's Day picture of her and her husband kissing. TMZ, just a breaking. Diana Rossini spotted kissing her husband on Mother's Day.
That's even
Does Mike
more
Vrabel
shocking.
know she's cheating? Yeah.
That's the most shocking
Does Mike
part, is her
Vrabel
kissing
know?
her own husband.
Yeah, she hates that guy. What's going on there? What's happening? What do we do about this? Idiot of the day. How about the Lane Kiffin situation, where Vanity Fair says, in explaining his decision to leave Ole Miss for LSU, Kiffin seems willing to invoke Ole Miss's struggle to distance itself from symbols like the Confederate flag, Colonel Reb, and the nickname Ole Miss. Bunky Perkins retweets, yes, the safe haven from racial strife, South Louisiana. As if Lane Kiffin has now made his way to Baton Rouge, where it's going to be a much easier time to recruit players because there's no segregation. Right. Because in the history books that I had during 9th grade American U.S. history, they really waxed poetic about how safe South Louisiana was for the black community. I didn't ask your thoughts on this. I guess my thesis is, there was no reason to bring this up in general for Lane Kiffin. And it's just not, neither Oxford nor Baton Rouge are known for their inclusivity. So I don't understand why he would make the comparison between the two. Addie, what are your thoughts on Lane Kiffin's comments?
Easy. When you get caught red-handed, when you get caught maybe Snapchatting people you shouldn't be, cheating on your wife, doing all these things with college kids, what are you going to do? You're going to distract.
Well, he's divorced now because of that.
Well, yes, because of the heavy drinking helped his divorce, is what he said.
Which he fixed.
But what are you going to do? You're going to distract. You're going to create distractions. You're going to be like, no, that's actually the reason why I left is because of this terrible school, this terrible community. Not because of the money in Louisiana. No. You're going to say all of these negative things. And even though they are true about Ole Miss, they are the rebels. There is a lot to do. It's a lot of bad stuff going on over there. But Baton Rouge is basically Twin Cities.
The city of dreams?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And this would be different if he was going to Tulane in New Orleans. That's a totally different vibe. That's a totally different city. Totally different political spectrum. But he's going to Baton Rouge. So it's literally just a distraction. That's what he is doing. And I'm sure he's going to get his ass handed to him by all the Ole Miss fans.
And he is. He's getting his ass handed to him by most fan bases who think this is just a stupid comparison. Again, it's a stupid comparison to make. That, here at LSU, it's so easy to recruit African-American players, but at Ole Miss, it was impossible because of racism. Okay. And again, this is not one of those, you can't backtrack from a year ago when you said that Ole Miss is the safest, most beautiful place in the world, and I love it so much. And then be like, well, they were racist the whole time. But then how did you love it? Huh? How did you love it? Addie Bates is producing. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. When we come back, Nick Zararis, hockey expert, joins the Drake Toll Show because, man, those Colorado Avalanche in their comeback win were good. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Thursday night.
Accompany me. Further on down the road, babe, you will accompany me. When I think back, your love was like the sun, and I don't remember no cold days down, and I just remember the warm, warm sun. Further on. happy fool I would rather be. Oh, baby, I'll be glad to learn from you. And darling, I know you will be glad to learn from me. And if we get down and things get sad, we can cheer up each other and grin, 'cause things just ain't that bad. If we're fools in life, then a happy fool I would rather be. Day by day, just one step at the time. 'Cause woman, you have given me so much just to ease this stubborn old aching heart of mine. I don't care where they came from, and I don't care what they might say. Woman, you've been loving in my corner all the way, day by day. It's the magic of kindness flowing all the time. Further on down the road, baby, you will accompany me. Oh, woman, I'm hoping. Further on down the road, baby, you will accompany me. Oh, baby, can't you hear me praying? When I look back, your love was like the sun. And I don't remember any cold days, I just remember the warm, warm sun. Further on down the road, baby, you will accompany me. Oh, baby, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby. Oh, darling. Oh, baby. Oh, darling.
Bogosian, the intercept by Drury. Well recovered by Middleton. Drury clubs it down. Kelly, score! Parker Kelly with the quick release off the feed from Drury. Colorado back on top.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome into the program. It is May 12th, 8:22 and 11 seconds Eastern Time. Nick Zararis, founder of the Theory of Hockey, host of Locked On Oilers, joining the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Nick, good morning. And are the Colorado Avalanche still the best hockey team on the face of the planet?
Good morning to you too, Drake, and it certainly seems like it. Minnesota gave them a great gut punch over the weekend. They finally won a game. Colorado showed blood for the first time these playoffs, but their depth is going to be hard for anybody to compete with, and that's really what's separated them from iterations of the Avalanche between when they won the Stanley Cup back in 2022 and this one. They've been working on that middle six for a while now to get it right. And bringing in Brock Nelson last year, getting Kadri at the deadline this year, really pulling it all together, probably the best center depth of anybody left in the playoffs. And they're really positioned nicely here, up 3-1 on Minnesota, where Vegas and Anaheim are at 2-2. So it looks like they'll get a little extra time between the end of this series and the start of the conference final.
The Carolina Hurricanes would like a word. After an 8-0 start in the postseason. If you combine Colorado and Carolina at 15-1, I think that's the matchup that America wants, that America deserves. Not always how hockey works, the one you deserve or want, the biggest. There's a lot of parity in this sport there can be when you get to this stage. But for the Hurricanes, what keeps them from being the best hockey team on the face of the earth? Is it simply just how good the Avs are?
I think it's the high-end talent. I think you could make an argument the depth overall is relatively close, but you would go McKinnon over Aho. You would probably go Makar over anybody on that Carolina defense. Then you could start to have a conversation. Well, would you prefer Aho or Brock Nelson, Aho or Kadri? And then it's a conversation. But at the high end, and then we all have an air of skepticism about Carolina just because of how they've fared once they've gotten to conference finals. They've won a single game in the conference finals since they won the Stanley Cup way back in 2005. So they've gotten to this point quite often under Rod Brindamore, but when they've come up against Florida or Tampa Bay or the Bruins, they've hit a wall. So we'll see. The fact that Montreal and Buffalo are going to play what looks to be at least a 6 or 7 game series helps them for sure. But until Carolina actually wins the East, I think we're all going to have a little bit of skepticism for them. They've been great to start. Nobody's gone 8-0 to start a playoffs in more than 40 years, but I want to see them win a conference finals before I'm ready to buy in completely.
Nick Zararis joining the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Nick, on that note, are we on a complete crash course for those two teams to meet in the Stanley Cup Finals, or in your mind, is there a way we see a Montreal sneak in, or somehow, some way, a Vegas comes back and shocks the world?
I think Colorado almost assuredly wins the West. In the East, you could talk me into Montreal. You could talk me into Buffalo against Carolina, because historically what Carolina has struggled with is the high-end goalie. Now, Alex Lyon doesn't fit the profile of Sergei Bobrovsky, Igor Shesterkin, Jeremy Swayman that has typically beat Carolina, but he's played relatively well. We have seen Jacob Dobesh be incredible for Montreal at points in these playoffs. That's really been the secret sauce to beating Carolina in the playoffs. Now, Carolina's offense is a little bit better than it is in years past. The work they're getting out of Taylor Hall has been nothing short of remarkable. They're 9th best forward, and he's been arguably their best forward in these playoffs. So I think leaning towards, I would pick, if you gave me the option of the Field or Carolina, I'd be more inclined to take the Field. But Carolina is as good as they have been in the Brindamore era, which is weird to say because their offseason last year kind of got skewered to some degree based on the guys they went after, but it's worked out very well.
Let's jump into the games from the last couple of nights and into tonight. The Josh Manson controversy, the butt end. If Nick Zararis is officiating, are we ejecting Josh Manson last night?
I think it depends, and that's ultimately what we've been. Officiating in the NHL has always been incredibly subjective. If you want to get the game under control, you go by the rule book, you throw them out and say anybody else does anything like that, you're going. And we keep the game safe and everybody keeps playing. But the NHL likes this air of theatric to it. The NHL likes when it's a little bit WWE out there, when guys are on edge and everybody's on their toes and anybody can do anything at any given time. That's kind of the vibe the NHL likes to curate here, where it's going to take a lot for you to get suspended in the playoffs if you do anything above just what's going to be a 2 or a 4 minute penalty.
Yeah. The domination in, comeback form, but the third period domination for the Avs is what stood out last night. Now it gives Colorado a 3-1 series lead. Back to Sunday, that Montreal 6-2 win where it really got away from the Sabres, especially late. Is that indicative of where this series is headed for Buffalo? Do you see Montreal taking that commanding 3-1 lead and pushing Buffalo to the brink?
It's really weird because Montreal's depth has been their strength, that even strength, ironically enough, and their stars. The Slavkovskys, the Caulfields, the Suzukis, they've been pretty bad at even strength, outscored really heavily, but special teams and Dobesh has been more than enough. And for Buffalo, who hasn't been to the playoffs before, you worry about experience, you worry about that big game atmosphere. And Buffalo's got a good crowd, but 21,000 deep at the Bell Center is a little bit different than something that a majority of these guys, a couple Olympians on that Sabres team who went to Milan this year, but that's a very unique experience going to Montreal this time of year. Montreal, a lot of those guys were on the team last year. There's still a few holdovers from the team that went to the Cup final way back in 2021. They have a little bit more experience than Buffalo. And the thing about Buffalo is they've been a little bit of a high variance team where overall this year they had a really nice record, but the way they play, because it's so chance predictive, where you just need that volume of offense because they play at a really high tempo and the game is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It leaves you open to mistakes. It leads you to the game's going to get away from you at points because you're trying to create the offense. You're going to have to concede defensively to get the offense you need to win. And Montreal is more than game for that. We saw Montreal do that against Tampa Bay, where heavily outshot for a lot of those 7 games in the first round, but more than comfortable in an environment where they were outchanced and picked their spots and then capitalized on special teams.
As for the Anaheim Ducks, and when we talk about teams or franchises that don't have a ton of postseason expectations, Anaheim fits in that category, yet they have pushed Las Vegas, who nobody's been better in the last decade at making postseason runs and just somehow being there at this stage of the game. Is that a shock to you, the way that Anaheim and a less experienced franchise has pushed Las Vegas? Because let me push in and say, hey, answer my own question. I didn't necessarily have a ton of faith in either of these teams making a deep run. Here they both are, which is fine. I don't foresee either as a contender. It's still cool to see how Anaheim's played this series.
Oh, completely agree with you. I thought Anaheim would have a decent chance against Edmonton in round 1, and they ultimately prevailed. Here against Vegas, I thought the high-end skill disparity would be a real difference, and we've seen Marner be one of the best players in these playoffs, which is quite crazy to see. We've seen Mark Stone, when he's been on, play very well, but the big gap there is speed. Anaheim has the fastest skaters in these playoffs by volume of any team that's left. Vegas is 11th out of the 16 teams in the playoffs based on skate speed, on which the NHL tracks. Anaheim tactically is very sloppy. They make a lot of mistakes. They concede a lot, but they play at a really high tempo. They create a high volume of offense, and that covers up some of the mistakes. They're asking Lucas Dostal, their goaltender, to do an awful lot in net, but the tempo they have played at has given Vegas enough of a hard time. That series has been competitive, and that speed disparity was on display in the first round against Edmonton, and it's even bigger now. Vegas isn't slow by traditional sense, but in comparison to Anaheim, who has speed a little more evenly distributed throughout their lineup, Vegas is really leaning on a handful of guys to do a majority of the lifting in this series. And you would lean Vegas based on the experience, based on the high-end talent. But these plucky teams, these young teams, the ones that don't know they're not supposed to be here, they have a funny way of doing well in these playoffs, in this format, where all it takes is 2 or 3 good games, and all of a sudden you're up 3-2 in a series, and you didn't expect to be. And weird things happen in hockey, like you said earlier at the intro.
Nick Zararis on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Nick, you can follow him at Nick Zararis on Twitter, by the way. The playoffs in general, I want to bring it back 30,000 foot here. I mentioned this last week, and as soon as the thought came to me, I thought, wow, dang, I think we're seeing the growth of the sport of hockey in real time, given the new brands, the new logos. Not necessarily new names or new play, but having the Sabres here, having the Ducks here, even going back to Philly and Pittsburgh playing in round 1. That didn't live up to the expectation, and we know what happened to Philly with a sweep at the hands of the Hurricanes. But overall, the new logos in the postseason and even the format allowing some of those new logos to play this deep into the postseason, does this feel like a fairly pivotal year for the growth of the sport of hockey, given the new fans that are being engaged by their franchises actually being good?
That plus the Olympics in the same year is a massive help. Traditionally,
yeah, that's good.
Buffalo has been a great TV market, even when the Sabres have been bad. But now you've activated a dormant fan base. You alluded to the Flyers. That's one of the 10 best TV markets in the NHL as well, even when they're bad. So when you can activate those secondary fan bases, not New York, Toronto, Montreal, Boston, when you can activate that second tier of good fan base, you're going to get a lot more. The Olympics downstream of everything helps. Hockey just being in the culture a little bit more helps immensely. And the TV ratings for the first 2 rounds are through the roof across the board down here in the States. And it's in part because you've activated Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia for the first time in a long time. You have Montreal, you had Boston. From a TV perspective, the NHL got what they needed in the Eastern Conference, which is where a majority of the good TV markets are for the NHL.
The special assistant for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Shane Doan. I think a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, special assistant, it's the Dwight Schrute." let's give the way the Maple Leafs have moved. And nobody's great. Of course, they get to draft where they get to draft. They're the Maple Leafs. That franchise, that organization. What do you make of their last 365 days? I'll put it that general because one of my college roommate, Spencer Keith, from Toronto, biggest Maple Leafs fan in the world. And they're like the Philadelphia Eagles fans of the NHL. They're just mad all of the time. And I think his frustrations hit a boiling point. What do you make of the direction of the Maple Leafs?
You are watching what happens when not sports people run sports franchises there. The way their ownership proxy has gone about managing just behind the scenes stuff. There was a story in The Athletic earlier in the offseason about some of the ways they've started to try and nickel and dime the fan base, where it's like, you can pay $5,000 a person and you guys can eat dinner in the Leafs locker room after the game, or you pay this amount of money, you can ride the Zamboni as a grown adult before the game. And little things like that, the way they've scaled back on some of the support staff, some of the physical therapy, that type of thing. Those little things that kind of set the tone for culture. You know, there's no cap for what you can spend not on players. You can have as many assistants, support staff, trainers as you want. And cutting back on that sends not a great message. The way they went about putting together the roster for this year's team, there was going to be a drop-off. Mitch Marner's a 100-point player, top 25, 30 player in the world, and they didn't replace him. They brought in a third-line center and a middle six forward and said those two guys historically have come up to 80, 90 points. They tried to Jason Giambi, Mitch Marner, and they fell apart entirely this year. The off-ice stuff, I think, is more pressing than the actual team. Teams turn over all the time. Guys age out. You have to reconstruct. Yeah. But the way they've gone about it, the way Brad Treliving got hired 2 years ago to begin with, the way they went about this off-season approach to hire their new GM, a lot of little things that start to accumulate and lead you to ask what's going on there. And at the top of it is not sports people making those decisions. And I think that's something in a market like Toronto, most expensive ticket in the league, probably the most engaged fan base in the league. That's not going to fly. If the team's going to be bad, you at least need to show signs of understanding that what happened wasn't okay this year.
Nick, incredible way to deduce the problems in Toronto, and super glad that you were up this early with us on the show. How can folks best support you through the rest of the playoffs and even in the off season?
At Twitter is where I spend most of my free time keeping up with things. That's Nick Zararis. And then theoryofhockey.com, where there's a daily trivia game. It's free and it's really fun to play. I've enjoyed getting that website going and hope people check it out.
Nick, again, thanks for your time. Always nails.
Thanks, Rick.
That's Nick Zararis, Locked On Oilers, the theory of hockey. And I mean, I think that Maple Leafs, the way he broke down the Maple Leafs, it was free for you, by the way, you didn't have to pay for that, is the perfect way to describe a franchise that is that the fans should be upset. The fans should be mad at the trajectory of where Toronto is headed. When we come back, LeBron James is retiring. Sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving all branches of the armed forces, veterans, and their families. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Our members are the mission, NavyFederal.org. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Thursday night, it's a Westwood One special present.
Waiting about the way
Well, we came back with a highlight. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. every single day on the Drake Toll Show. You can listen back to the show in podcast form, wherever you find your podcasts, or you can listen live on YouTube and Twitter. You can watch the show. There's visual aid.
Turtle noise stays in the podcast, by the way.
Can watch back the entire thing. Yeah, I also can somebody tell me why our voices aren't matched with the microphones, are they?
No, not always.
No. How do we fix that? Anybody? Any ideas?
My degree is in communication.
We have 2 brain cells between the 3 of us. and one of those brain cells belongs to Blip. So that's a problem. Oh no. Nitro. Yes. Blip. We must find the last brain cell of the Drake Toll Show. Oh, this can only be a job for the private's investigator, Curtis. Sniff it out, Curtis. Wait a second. What? Why is Curtis lying lifeless on the floor? Wait a second, Nitro. I think he lost his final brain cell. Oh, no.
Crotch, no.
How will we ever solve this case without him?
Crotch,
Well, we
no.
solved every other one without him. And they're off. I'm gonna get a Ryan McGuire movie poster again, which is great. LeBron James is retiring. LeBron James, it's time. He's not. What do you like? Remember 26? There's a kid today, 11 years old, in the car right now. Got to drive to the bus stop. It's antithetical to the whole bus thing. You got to drive to the bus stop. Just get on the bus. Boo. And you're listening to the sports talk radio, and you're hearing about LeBron James. Like, the old guy? Yes, 11-year-old. The old guy, LeBron James. He's retiring. You can't do the whole, I'm LeBron James. I'm not doing a retirement tour. I'm not like that. And then go on a retirement tour. I fear that's where we're headed, but I hope it's not. Last night, the Lakers fell to the Thunder by a final score of 115-110. A sweep. I told you a week ago that the Thunder would sweep the series. Most people told you the Thunder, I don't need any bonus points for that. Most people told you that was the case, and they were correct. And now, the Thunder moving on, the Lakers going home to Cancun, LeBron James has a decision to make. Let's hear from the man himself, LeBron James, on what that decision is going to be. Here is him on his future. This is LeBron.
I think you guys asked me about it, and I've answered questions. Yeah, I don't think I've come out like, oh, retirement is coming. So, with my future, I don't know, obviously. This is obviously we're still fresh from, obviously losing, and I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously, as it stands right now tonight. I got a lot of time. I'll sit back, like I think I said it last year after we lost, I think, to Minnesota, to go back and recalibrate with my family and talk with them and spend some time with them. And then when the time comes, I obviously, you guys know what I decide to do.
Oh, what he decides to do. Could LeBron James be making a drum roll, please? Decision? Perchance? Is LeBron James making a decision? Seen that before. We'll sit him down in a weird-ass polo with a little collared shirt, sleeves halfway rolled up. Was it Shap that did that one? LeBron, what are your career plans moving forward? I'm going to play for the Miami Heat. There are like 14 people at this random-ass basketball gym, like a live studio audience. And he goes to Miami. Yeah, Eric Spoelstra had success in Miami for sure. But we already did this song and dance. You're already the dramatic guy who steals the spotlight. And now you told me you're not going to do the farewell tour. So you gotta hang it up now then. If you're going to stick to that, that means you hang it up now. Not, I'm going to do 1 year in Cleveland. I'm going to do 1 year in Orlando. I'm going to do 1 year in Miami. Hey, what about a season in Oklahoma City to win a ring? What if I Kevin Durant this whole thing and win a championship? No! He's also not disappointed with this year. He's not disappointed with this year after the Lakers got swept in the Western Conference semifinals. Here's what he had to say about this year being kind of cool. Well, this is the one. LeBron, he's not disappointed. This year wasn't a disappointment.
Fell a little short, obviously, but I mean, I'm not looking at my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. Especially, I was put into some positions I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life, I've never been a third option in my life. So to be able to, thrive in that role for that period of time, and then have to step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life, playing a sport, and be able to thrive under that, and then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances, that was pretty cool for me at this stage of my career.
Never been a third option. I've been a third option for every girl I've ever asked out.
Hey,
LeBron James.
Some people like having options.
Yep. Do you think that one organization's going to date LeBron James for 2 weeks and then be like, hey, we're also dating 11 other players?
I could see it happening. That's a possibility.
It's
a possibility. But they're going to hide it from him. They're going to hide it from him. They're going to try to cover their tracks.
It's an option. It's always an option. You just keep the options open. He's a free agent this offseason. Top 5 worst Robbies of all time. He's a free agent this offseason. And his future in the association is in question. I think that future should be retirement. I think if he retires, then ultimately this legacy, because we already know, strange guy, weird character, but if he retires, this legacy lives on in a positive light. Hang it up, LeBron. Hang it up. Don't do the farewell tour. Don't give us I told you earlier, in the Civil War, not really Civil War, but in general, in the olden days, when everything was black and white, when a president died, they'd put him on a train and they would just truck him around the country. People would say goodbye. Oh, yes, there goes Lincoln. The little British kids in South Carolina, seeing him come down the tracks. Here he goes, Abraham Lincoln. And they'd wave and wave. And then the dead president would be laid to rest forever in the cemetery. You don't have to do it, LeBron. Don't get on the train. Don't embalm yourself. Don't parade yourself across the country where they wave at you and say goodbye. You don't have to do that. You told me you weren't going to do it. You got to stick to your word. Stick to your word. It is Tuesday. That means it's time for Dead or Alive. Addie Bates versus Curtis Poindexter today. We got some good ones. Addie, dead or alive, Mary Kay Ash. She is a cosmetics distributor, founded Mary Kay.
Dead.
Oh, Curtis.
Let's go alive.
Yeah, very dead. 1918. Born in 1918, died in 2001 on September 22nd.
Nice. I was worried it would be Labor Day.
Mary Kay Ash, dead. Yeah, sorry. 1-0. Addie is ahead to her family. We apologize.
I was thinking Mary
Curtis.
Kate and Ashley.
Oh, they're alive. Yogi Berra, Curtis.
Dead.
Oh, Addie?
Dead.
Yeah, more recently than you would think. Kind of crazy. He died in 2015. He lived for a while, man. Yes. Born in 1925, died in 2015. To the Berras, we love you. We miss you. Mackenzie Aston. She is an actress. Nope. He is an actor. Mackenzie. Mackenzie Aston from The Facts of Life. Addie?
Alive.
Curtis?
Let's go dead.
Happy 53rd birthday to the brother of Sean Aston, Mackenzie Aston. Alive today. Curtis, don't kill him. He's alive. He's with us. Curtis, dead or alive, George Carlin.
Oh, dead.
Ooh, Addie.
Dead.
I would have said alive. He
passed
dead.
away,
2008.
I think, of like cancer.
Yep, it's been a while. All right, Addie, dead or alive today, Tom Snyder, the TV host of The Tomorrow Show and The Late Show with Tom Snyder.
Alive.
Curtis?
Let's go dead.
He is dead. It's now 2-1. Curtis is back in contention. He died in 2007 at the age of 71. Curtis, Sawyer Sweeten from Everybody Loves Raymond.
They're dead too.
Sawyer.
What?
Alive.
Addie?
Alive.
Oh, he is dead. We're tied. We're so tied. All right, Addie. Norman Whitfield. He wrote War. What is it good for?
Dead.
Curtis?
Yes, I have to say alive, so we need a decision.
And the winner is not Norman Whitfield. He died in 2008. But what an artist. He wrote Ain't Too Proud to Beg, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, War, Just My Imagination, and Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
I did know this. Look at all those Motown writers. I did know that.
Yeah. R.I.P. What about his birthday? Addie wins Dead or Alive today to Colin Jones, Armin Williams, Bruce Gilbert, and Mariah McGuire. Thanks for letting me say some crazy stuff on the radio for 3 hours. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is The Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.